Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Skillet. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can trade tokenized stocks and commodities using crypto on the BTCC trading platform. So I'm happy to say it's now just as easy to trade stocks, precious metals, and other traditional assets as it is to trade perps or perpetual futures, which is what most of us crypto traders are familiar with. After all, perps are by far the most popular trading mechanism in the history of crypto because they're so straightforward and intuitive to use, and you can use leverage. You can easily get in and out of long and short positions with just the click of a button. You can place your stop loss and take profit levels very easily. And now you can do all of that exactly like you would do when you're trading crypto perps, but now with things like gold, silver, other commodities like oil, individual stocks. So if you want to trade Nvidia or Amazon or Microsoft, or stock indices like the S&P 500, even Forex pairs, you can now access all those markets just using your crypto trading account in exactly the same way you'd trade Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other token you like. And it all happens right there in one place on a non-KYC, non-VPN exchange that's been around since 2011, which of course is BTCC. And because BTCC doesn't require KYC or a VPN, that means you can sign up from pretty much anywhere and start trading. Now, viewers of my channel know that I've been using BTCC to trade crypto for years now, and they're a partner of the channel and truly an OG exchange, certainly one of the most trusted platforms out there, and they're absolutely hooking my viewers up. So when you sign up using my link down below in the description, you can get 70% off your trading fees plus up to $10,500 in exclusive bonuses. And again, you can find the details and the sign up link down below in the description. Okay, now before we get into the specifics, let me just start by saying what a huge victory this is for traders everywhere and for the industry as a whole. Okay, I'm sure most of us by now have seen the absolutely parabolic moves that have been happening on gold and silver. Like, just look at this insane price action here on the gold chart. I mean, this is pretty crazy. It's been going almost vertical. It's really been incredible to see. We've all heard about people literally queuing up in these huge lines to buy gold. And silver has also been on a massive tear recently as well. Okay, you can see that right here on the silver chart. Just an insane parabolic advance happening here. And of course, the US stock market is also at all-time highs. It's definitely flirting with parabolic territory as well, as you can see right here on the S&P 500 chart. Okay, and as traders, we absolutely love volatility. We need that movement in price in order to make money trading. So when we see price action like this, that tells us there's opportunity here. And that's probably one of the main reasons most of us got into trading crypto specifically, because crypto is the most volatile asset class in the world. But make no mistake, there are still plenty of opportunities in traditional markets too. But those traditional markets have historically been much more difficult to access. They've generally required traditional brokerages, which come with all kinds of red tape and restrictions that severely limit who can access these markets. Okay, there's often capital requirements, and it's also generally been way more difficult to use leverage, at least in the way that we're used to using in crypto. And of course, leverage is one of our main tools, right? But now this new development here really changes the game, and this opens up a whole new world of opportunity to us crypto natives. And I do believe this is a one-way street. It's only going to keep becoming more and more mainstream over time to use perps backed by crypto in traditional markets like this, and eventually I think it will become nearly universal. But right now we're sort of the early adopters, and we can go ahead and take advantage of our crypto trading skills and apply them to almost any major market going forward, which is just incredible. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump in, but first, if you enjoy this content, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And of course, do keep in mind that none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a trader and an investor sharing my thoughts, experiences, and opinions. This is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only, so always practice proper risk management and do your own research before making any trading or investment decisions. And now with that said, let's get into it. All right, so here we are inside my trading account on BTCC. We are in the perpetual futures trading area. And as you can see, I've got the gold USDT ticker pulled up. And you'll notice everything looks exactly the same as it does when you're trading crypto. And by the way, guys, I've already made a complete step-by-step tutorial showing you exactly how to use all the features of BTCC. So if you're not already familiar, you can go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link for that down below in the description and a card above. But you'll see over here on the right-hand side, you can choose your leverage amount. Okay, I could click right here. And you see on gold, I could go all the way up to as much as 150x leverage. Okay, again, it's exactly like perps with crypto. So you could just slide this bar left to right, or you could actually just enter the amount of leverage you want to use right here. Okay, and then everything else about it is the same as well. So you can do a market order, a limit order. Okay, you can enter the contract value based on USDT or by the gold value. Okay, again, I've gone over all this stuff in my original BTCC tutorial, but basically everything is exactly the same as regular perps. We just have a lot more options in terms of our assets that we can trade now. And in fact, it's pretty wild to see a Bitcoin trade and a gold trade open side by side right here in the same area. You can see down here, I've got an open Bitcoin trade, and this is actually a gold trade that I have. Now, there's actually two different ways that you can trade gold here. So one is by selecting the gold USDT ticker, and that just accesses the gold market. But in those traditional markets, they do have different hours than we're used to in crypto. You can see up here it says market closed. That's because I'm making this video on a weekend when the trad markets aren't open. Okay, now Tether does have a tokenized version of gold as well. It's called XAUT, and you can see that right here. This is my open trade on XAUT, but as you can see, the price is the same. It's still gold. It's just Tether's tokenized version, and it trades 24/7. But the big moves only really happen when the trad markets are open, so it kind of doesn't matter. I just chose this one because I was opening the trade on a weekend, but it still tracks the same price as spot gold if you were to use the gold USDT ticker. Now let me show you where you can find all of these different options. Okay, so if you scroll up here where the ticker symbol is and you click this little drop down, you see here we have all these categories. Okay, so you've got top, meme, Sol ecosystem, etc., etc. And if you scroll all the way over, you'll see tokenized stocks and commodities. Okay, so when you click on that, you get this big list of all their different stocks and commodities that they offer. And so right here, you see this is gold USDT. Okay, you can also find silver as well. There's silver USDT. You can even find oil. Okay, so US oil USDT. Okay, along with plenty of different individual stocks. Okay, this is really crazy to see, but there's things like Apple, Amazon. Okay, if we keep scrolling down, you'll see there's Coinbase, there's Circle, okay, Google, Robinhood, Eli Lilly, Mara, Meta, Microsoft, MicroStrategy, Netflix, Nvidia. Okay, you've got Oracle, Palantir, just tons of different choices here for stocks. And as I mentioned, there's also indices as well. Okay, so like right here, this is the S&P 500, SPX 500 USDT. So if I click there, here is the SPX 500 chart. All right, again, you can trade this with leverage. Now, if I click this leverage drop down right here, you'll see that with the S&P 500, I could use up to 50x leverage. Okay, so sometimes the leverage amount that's offered does vary depending on the asset, but that's really insane to see, using 50x leverage, trading it just like a perp on the S&P 500. It's just so cool and really, really exciting. Now remember, with all of these, you can set your take profit and stop loss levels just like you would with a crypto perp. And you know, if you guys have ever done any kind of stock trading before in the past, you probably know that it's a lot more complicated in general than trading crypto, at least until now. Okay, one of the things I always loved about trading crypto perps is just how easy everything is to use. All right, it literally shows you exactly the dollar amount that you're risking, depending on where your stop loss is, how much you stand to earn when it hits your take profit. And again, you can change the amount of leverage you're using. So if you want to use less margin on any position, you can slide the leverage bar higher. And if you want to use more margin, you can use a little bit less leverage. It's totally up to you, but it gives you this freedom that we've pretty much all become accustomed to trading crypto. But again, now this is in traditional markets. Okay, and everything else, again, works exactly the same. You can click open long or open short, and that's going to get you into your positions. Okay, they've got all the familiar features that we're used to, like reverse. So if you wanted to reverse the direction of your position, you can just click that reverse button beside the ticker that's right there in your open positions area. Okay, you can easily close the position if you want to close it, just using that close button right there beside the reverse button. Okay, again, it's all these features that make trading crypto so simple. And it's really no different at all with these new assets. Okay, now if I come back up here, I also mentioned that in addition to these tokenized stocks and commodities, they also now offer Forex. Okay, so you can click right here beside tokenized stocks and commodities where it says Forex. And you see they have several different Forex pairs that you can choose from. Okay, AUD USDT, the Euro USDT, the Great British Pound USDT, NZD USDT. Okay, so like for example, if I click on the Euro, here's the chart of the euro versus the US dollar. and it's all exactly the same. I can still apply leverage in the same way. I can set my stop loss and take profit levels in exactly the same way. All right, and to me, this is so cool because, you know, as traders, especially as crypto traders, we spend all this time really perfecting our skills, learning how to use these platforms to make the most of all the volatility that we have in the crypto markets. But you know, sometimes things cool down in crypto and there's things that are happening in other markets that are a little bit more exciting. But up until now, those have been inaccessible for the most part to most crypto traders, especially if we're used to this kind of trading that we all do, where we're trading these perpetual futures. We're used to utilizing leverage, and there's just this certain way of managing our positions that we're all familiar with. And then if we were to go try to move over into some other asset class, there's generally been much more of a steep learning curve, not only because the brokerages are completely different, but also because the overall structure of the way that you organize your trades is different. Okay, you generally don't use leverage in the same way. It's not like you're just slapping a take profit and stop loss on your levels and then pushing a couple of buttons. It's generally a little bit more complicated in most of these other markets, but now all that has changed. Okay, so we can retain these skills that we have from trading crypto, and we can apply them wherever the opportunity happens to pop up, whether that's in some Forex pair or whether it's in stocks or in gold or in silver or in oil or whatever. Okay, this has just opened up this entire new world of opportunity to us. And again, BTCC is at the forefront here. So it's really exciting times for everyone who's involved in trading, particularly those of us in crypto. And if you've already been doing a bit of trading, if you've been watching my trading tutorials here on my channel, then you're going to have an advantage. And of course, if you haven't already seen those, go ahead and check those out. I'll leave some links to those in the description. But guys, this is really just a huge step forward. Trading these traditional markets has now never been easier, never been simpler. So once again, if you want to participate in these markets, you can sign up to BTCC using my link down below in the description. Again, they're hooking you guys up, giving you 70% off of your trading fees, plus up to $10,500 in exclusive bonuses. So go ahead and check that out, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. So I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. And I'm sure that they're going to be adding even more options in terms of different individual stocks. Okay, again, that is the way that things are going. We've heard Larry Fink from BlackRock talk about how the future of finance is these tokenized assets. So I'm sure this is just going to keep growing and growing. And I'll keep you guys updated as I see new developments. Of course, here on my YouTube channel, but also in my Telegram group. If you haven't already joined that, you should do that. And you can find the link for that group down below in the description. It's totally free. And also feel free to follow me over on X as well. And I've got the link for that below in the description too. So all right, guys, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.